I have another question for you here, Amy, and this is maybe perhaps a little bit more broad. How do we know that this religion, that Christianity, is the right religion? This comes from a gentleman named Zach. How do we know that this is the right one?
I love that question. Thank you for that, Zach. My son's called Zach as well, so love your name too. Shout out to your mum or dad, whoever chose that name. I think this is a really important question, and particularly if you've grown up in a Christian home, it may be something that worries you, or perhaps you're sort of searching and wondering what is the truth and how can we know. And I think what I would encourage you to do is to look at the existence of God and any claims of any religion in the same way that you would look at other truth claims. So, sometimes we make the mistake of thinking religion is this sort of separate category of life and reality that is about preference, or it's about your family, or it's about geography, where you happen to have been born. And it doesn't sort of compete in the arena of ideas like any other idea would have to. But actually, the Christian faith says that's not the case. The central claims of the Christian faith are that God exists and there is evidence for his existence that you can examine and you can explore. And that one of the primary evidences for God existing is that he entered human history in the person of Jesus. And you can explore the historical evidence for that. And then the Christian faith goes on to claim that the deepest questions of the human heart, our brokenness, our propensity to sin and do wrong to others, are actually resolved by the person of Jesus through his death on the cross. And that his claim to be God and to be able to deal with our sin is evidenced as being true by the resurrection, and there's evidence around the empty tomb. And so, unlike other religious systems which may be more philosophical, like the Buddha, he said, follow my philosophy and follow this sort of sevenfold path to enlightenment, and you can reach this sort of state of oneness with reality. And actually, unlike Muhammad, who said, I'm this prophet, and if you accept my words and you kind of do good deeds, then you too can, go to heaven and be with God. There isn't a sort of evidence claim around those religious systems. And atheism really is predicated on the idea that God doesn't exist, and that, we have to sort of accept this, what's called absolute negation, that we can know for certain that this ultimate reality doesn't exist. Actually, there's no strong evidential basis for that either. So as you look into alternative claims, what you see is that even relying on or pointing to evidence is a kind of uniquely Christian approach to this whole sphere. And it's certainly my experience and experience of millions of other people that when you do examine the evidence, it points towards the existence of God. It points towards Jesus as God with us, and his resurrection from the dead really undergirding that claim.